So this guy has actually lost his license permanently, and he deserved to lose it. I mean, the guy really did deserve to lose it, but he blamed his Tesla, and he lied about what his Tesla did. So the judge said, all right, mate, we're done with you. You're an absolute dimwit. No more license, no more driving for you. Here's the story behind what happened. Hello, my friends. Welcome to the channel. I'm Sam Evans, and I'm glad I'm not this guy. Yeah, I've done a few dumb things in my life, I have to admit. Maybe more than a few dumb things in my life, maybe a lot. But anyway, you live and you learn, right? You get older, and I don't know if I feel any smarter, but maybe a little bit wiser. So this guy was banned from driving because he blamed his Tesla. Despite what the term autopilot may make some people believe, Tesla's driver assistance system, it's not autonomous driving technology. It's never really been marketed that way. But the media have said it is. I mean, thousands of times. You can find thousands of articles and YouTube videos as well where people say, oh, this car crashed, it was on full self-driving, and it didn't even have full self-driving, because they get confused between the two. So Tesla vehicles, they have autopilot. That's standard. Yeah, basic. It's like basically assisted cruise control, automated cruise control. And then they have full self-driving. So this guy didn't have full self-driving. Anyway, he lives in Norway, so yeah, I mean, you'd think Norwegians are generally quite smart people. I'm guessing this guy was just an unusual anomaly. He was speeding at 90 kilometers an hour, 56 miles an hour, in a 50 kilometer an hour zone. So he's going 40 kilometers an hour over the speed limit. Yeah, I mean, 40 kilometers an hour over the speed limit, what is that in terms of miles? He was going nearly double what he should have been doing, 25 miles over. In a lot of states in the US, they just let this go. But here, he went to court to contest the fine. And in court, he claimed the electric car failed to detect a change in the speed limit automatically, which was the reason why he was actually speeding. The incident happened through the Nosved tunnel in Norway. Usually the speed limit in the tunnel is 90 kilometers an hour, but during an evening in March, the right-hand lane had been closed off and the speed limit was temporarily reduced to 70 kilometers an hour or 43 miles an hour, then down to 50 or 31 miles per hour. Now, in this guy's defense, I have been caught in the same situation. I absolutely have, in tunnels. In fact, a couple of times, where you get used to going through that tunnel every day, and then they change the speed limit on you at like 1 a.m., 2 a.m. in the morning. You don't even notice, and you get these big fines. But I haven't lied about why I got them. Anyway, the driver of the Tesla didn't slow down. Police were waiting at the exit of the tunnel. They saw him obviously going well over the speed limit. To be honest, to be fair, that was the speed limit before the restrictions. But anyhow, he said there were no signs indicating that the speed limit had been temporarily reduced. The court said this wasn't true, noting that neither the Tariff Control Centre police nor other road users have reported any issues with the signage. The man also claimed that he set his car's autopilot system to automatically follow the speed limit and it failed to slow for these speed zones. The court said in its ruling that it is in any case the defendant's obligation to be aware of the speed limit at all times, and it would be negligent to rely blindly on the car's technical systems being correctly set. And I've got to admit, I don't rely on that either. In cars, I don't rely on any car I've ever driven to actually automatically detect the speed limit. That's really my responsibility. At least that's the way I see it anyway. The court therefore said it finds it's proven beyond any reasonable doubt that a defendant acted as described in the indictment and that he, at the very least, acted with gross negligence. He is therefore convicted in accordance with the charges. So he had to pay a fine of $1,615 US, about 2,600 Australian dollars. Yeah, quite a lot of money. Plus he had to pay legal fees of $200 US. So the total fine was nearly 2,000 US. Plus he had his license suspended for a year. Yeah, I actually think this is a bit extreme. I kind of think, it is actually a situation where you're driving down a road you always use, and sometimes they lower the speed limit and you don't notice. That's happened to me before. So I think that this massive fine and losing his license for this long, I'm surprised that this judge, I thought he could have been a bit more lenient. But anyway, maybe it was the fact that he blamed the car. And maybe the judge, maybe he was one of those old school guys who thinks having some personal accountability is something the world doesn't really see any much anymore. Often people are called to account for their actions and they blame other things. Maybe the judge was old school and he doesn't like that. I don't know. Guys, what are your thoughts? Do you agree with this judge? Let me know in the comments. Bye-bye. Tesla has revealed when your cars, if you buy a car from Tesla, when it will drive itself to you with no driver. It'll drive itself to your house, and then there you go. It's been delivered. I'm curious to know, will Tesla continue charging a $1,400 order fee for a car that's going to drive itself to you? That wouldn't make sense anymore. You might be able to save a bit of extra money. Hello, my friends. Welcome to the channel. I'm Sam Evans. You're watching the Electric Viking. And I'd love to... CEO Elon Musk, he has apparently got a busy month for himself and his company in June. Fortunately for Tesla shareholders, and probably for the planet, Musk has... maybe not for the planet. I don't know. Who knows? That's a tough one. Fortunately, though, for Tesla, he has left his government DOGE job, Department of Government Efficiency, to focus on Tesla. Tesla are planning on launching its robotaxi platform in Austin, Texas next month. Musk says there's already Model Ys on the road driving by themselves, only in geofenced areas though right now. He has said though that Tesla vehicles will soon be capable of driving to customers without a driver in the car. Now, obviously, this is going to be limited to places where that's legal. I'm going to guess California, which doesn't currently like Tesla or Musk, probably won't legalize this for quite a while. But apparently, it's going to happen in Greater Austin, in Texas, and potentially in, well, I'm hearing word in Northern California's Bay Area of San Francisco, where the company's Fremont factory operates. So maybe that local area will say, well, we're getting a lot of money from you, Tesla, so yeah, sure, you can do it here. Who knows? Upon confirmation that Tesla has been testing driverless robotaxi rides in Austin for the past few days, Musk has brought a new detail that fans of the company will be excited about: Tesla soon driving themselves to customers, eliminating the need for trips to the showroom for delivery. Musk says it's going to happen next month. Here's the thing. If this is bigger news than what it sounds, because your car will be able to drive itself to get itself serviced. Yeah? Tesla's going to save a huge amount of money. They won't need mobile service technicians unless your car breaks down, which is not that common. Teslas are actually very reliable. So getting a service, the car's just going to drive itself off to the service center, and you won't have to worry about it. What a delightful thing that is. That, for me, that would be unreal. Not that I own a Tesla, but that would be awesome. And the other cool thing is, I mean, if your car really can drive itself like this, your kids, I mean, I wouldn't trust this yet, but in the future, you'll be able to send your kids off to whatever events they do, to school, whatever it may be, things that you might not be able to do. Like, you know, if you're a single parent, or if one of the parents is at work, you work full time, it's hard to get your kids to stuff after school, right? There's lots of ways like this where a car that can drive itself would be incredibly beneficial. So the big news here is the fact that the robotaxi launch appears like it's going ahead.